Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk coming at you again with another weekly episode. Yeah, alright. And I've got some stuff to show you. It's going to be a weird one today. There's some weird stuff that we're going to look at, and that's, I think, going to be pretty fun. So, starting out with my buddy Diecast. I know I've mentioned him a million times on the channel, but yes, he's my buddy. He lives in Romania. I hub from him here in the United States, and to compensate me for my time, he does hook me up with some things here and there. Well, he's been hunting down Ultra Reds that I've been missing. And I had mentioned before that I didn't have any, I was missing a lot of the Ultra Reds from 2021, release 5. I only had one. So he managed to, in a very short order, finish that set for me. Wow. All right. So very, very cool. Thank you so much, by the way. And so I've got all 5 of these Ultra Reds that I was missing from this set. We're not going to open them in this episode, so I apologize about that. We will open a couple of Auto World, but we're not going to open these. I'm just going to do the full set video on this set, and I'm going to open them all in that video. So very, very cool. I think right behind me, actually, right there, that's the only Ultra Red I have for this set. And you can see there's this big blank spot right here, and that's where these will all go. So excited for that. That's awesome. And not only that, I mean, he's hooked me up with a couple more too that we'll get into probably next week, because I'll have that set probably complete too, which is going to be what set is that? That is the one with this in it. 2022 release 4. So I'll have that set complete too in short order, and then I'll have to do another video. I still need to do the video for this one. I filmed the video for another one just yesterday, so that'll post. I got a lot of Auto World complete series videos coming, so stay tuned for those if you enjoy those. So Auto World that I do have to show, we're going to take a look at these two pieces. So these are Diecast Z exclusives. I purchased these off of Whatnot, like a Whatnot stream. So we got both in Gulf livery. We got a Supra and we got a square body Chevy. So we are going to open up those. We will take a look at those two pieces. And I got lucky. In store, I found me a Car Culture Chase. Super cool. I've had way more luck this year with Car Culture Chases, or in the last year, with finding Car Culture Chases than I have with Supers. Just have been easier to find for me. And more convenient to find, because you don't have to look through a ton of cars to try to find one. They get a case and it might be in there, it might not. But yeah, I got the Volvo. And this thing is really cool. So I am glad to find it. So Target's been like popping old stock of these Car Culture. And people have been finding this Volvo, and I found it. So that is awesome. So yeah, we're going to open up that. So that's exciting. Sticking with Hot Wheels for the moment, I got these 2 red editions. I didn't actually find them at Target. I got them at my local meet. So we got the van and the Lotus. And yeah, or McLaren, sorry, not Lotus. Kind of looks like a Lotus. But so we'll go ahead and open up those as well. So we got just a couple mainline Target exclusive Hot Wheels. And then sticking with Hot Wheels for a moment, I did pick up this 5-pack. This is the Design Lab 5-pack. And you might be wondering, what the heck are you doing picking up that? Well, it's got a VW bug in it, and it's got a Dodge van in it. So I just paid $5 for two cars, or whatever it is now, the current price on it. The rest of these, there's 3 castings in here that I just do not care about. The Amazoom, the Forward Force, and the Cool One. So those will get dumped in the kids bin, and I will keep the VW bug and the Dodge van, both with goofy liveries on them, whatever. I collect those 2 castings, sort of. I don't know, the Dodge van I've kind of fallen away from, only because I just don't collect pop culture stuff, and I think that's more commonly where you see it nowadays. I don't know. The Super van as well, that's another one you see more commonly in the like or not pop culture, replicant, or whatever they're calling it nowadays. So whatever. Anywho, the VW Bug, though, I do keep up with that old Larry Wood design casting. I like it. It's definitely reminds me of my childhood, stuff like that. All right. I got this Hot Wheels Elite 64. Picked this guy up. I think I snagged this. Where did I snag this? Oh, I got it at my local meet, and I think I traded for it, actually, which is cool because value-wise, I got it cheaper than it would have been to order this when it came out. So I got this Hot Wheels Elite 64. Still on the fence about this whole series of Elite 64. I'm not sure if I'm going to get every one that comes out, but I might. I don't know. They're just interesting. They're different. They kind of, the two releases that are out so far, the Mercedes and this one, I don't know if the quality of these justifies the price. I can't say that, but I can say that kind of the style of what they're going for here with these cars is like growing on me. I don't know how to describe it, but it's kind of, it's growing on me. I don't know. So I'm whatever. We'll look at this one. I haven't seen this one loose in hand at all, so it'll be fun to take a peek at that. All right. And then we got some Matchbox. So that's the other kind of more normal stuff. We got a McLaren, we got a 2020 Corvette, and a Volkswagen Beetle convertible. Just grabbed 3 mainline Matchbox that I have sitting in a pile. I'm like, let's start opening these. I got 3 of them here. We're just going to pop open those and take a look at them. So we have that. And then we've got something I got in the mail a while ago and haven't got to, which is this Mercedes-Benz SL500 Koenig Specials Tarmac Works Global 64. Seen pictures of this thing and it looks super cool, and these Koenig specials are pretty neat. So yeah, we're gonna open up this guy, take a look at that. So we got one little premium die cast. I'm actually gonna rip the shrink wrap. Oh, maybe I'm not gonna rip the shrink wrap off of it right now because I was gonna just show it to you real quick, but we'll look at it in the second half of the video. And then we got one mini GT. This one I picked up at the local meet from SC Diecast. It's a Corvette Z06 in red. So I have the regular C8 Corvettes. I did not have any of the Z06 versions. I don't know how many colors of this have come out yet, but they had the one in red, and I decided to pick it up. This is in the Mio exclusive packaging, limited to 1,800 pieces. At least in this packaging it is. So we'll check out that casting. It's new to me, so that'll be fun. And then we got a Johnny Lightning. This is a older Johnny, well, not older, from 2021. So 2021 release 4. It's the 1993 Pontiac Firebird from a Street Freaks release. So we're going to check that out. And then we've got kind of some oddities here. Well, sort of. We got Greenlight. That's a bit mainstream, I guess. But we got a AMC Javelin AMX. This is from GL Muscle, Series 26. Like that Javelin casting, so we'll go ahead and pop that open, take a look at that. And then we got an older Johnny Lightning from Muscle Car Garage. So this is kind of cool. We're going to like almost compare these two quality-wise. Like this is not the same casting, obviously. It's a custom 70.5 Chevy Camaro. And it's from Greenlight Muscle Car Garage. Where's the series number on here? It's from the Stock and Customs series. Does it say anywhere? I don't see it. But these came out, we're going to say around 2007. So it's getting up there. A little bit older Johnny Lightning release. It's going to have the green post, which usually when you see old Johnny Lightning with the green posts, they're good. Typically, quality control wise, they tend to be better than what they are now. Okay, so I like them. Anytime I see old Johnny Lightnings with the green post and they're cheap, or Johnny Lightnings, sorry, Greenlight with the green post, I usually go ahead and just snag them up. All right, and then the last few items here that we have are just odd. Okay, we've got a couple fresh cherries. So check out these fresh cherries. We've got the 1975 AMC Matador. We're going to be looking at 2 AMC cars today. So fresh cherries, if you're not familiar with this line, it is from Motor Max. Motor Max still makes like 124 scale, I think, actually, and they're sold at Walmart. But they had a few 164-ish, whatever, scale castings. Back in the day, they released them in a few different lines. This is the Fresh Cherries line, so we got this AMC Matador. They also released them in like an American Graffiti line. I don't know what else they were in, but I got 2 to look at. And then, oh, so we got 3 AMCs now. The Gremlin. This thing looks beautiful in this blue. So these castings are kind of interesting, and we'll get into that when we open them up and look at them. Kind of interesting. They're premium. They're kind of premium. They got like inserted details for headlights, a lot of them. So they're metal on metal, rubber tires, and these were probably, I'm going to guess, based on copyright date, that these were probably released around 2006. Somewhere in there. I don't really know for sure. So that's some weird ones that we have to look at. Then continuing with that weird trend, I got a pair of Corgi boxed cars here. We've got a Ferrari Testarossa in yellow. Pretty nifty. And then we've got a Jaguar XJ9. This thing looks real cool, and I am excited to look at that. Now, both of these Corgi castings, I believe, I know for sure the Testarossa was, and I think the Jag may have been too. I'm pretty sure it was, like, released in an Auto City, like, set. I think it was, released as Hot Wheels. So, Mattel, or whatever, I don't know how exactly went down, but I think Mattel acquired these toolings from Corgi, I want to say around 97-ish, somewhere in there. 90s, and released some of them as Hot Wheels. Some of them were only released in like sets, like play sets and stuff, and some of them were released actually on card. The Testarossa was for sure. I don't know if the Jaguar ever was, but these were eventually re-released as Hot Wheels. But these Corgis came in little boxes, and man, these boxes are like unpunched, like mint, but we're going to crack them open. They're actually taped. I don't know if they were originally taped in store. It looks like they probably were. But whatever, what have you, we are going to go ahead and open those up. And then lastly, sticking with weird stuff, we've got this Racing Champions GMC Terracross concept. This is a Racing Champions concept series. So look at that weird thing. So we're going to open up that oddity and just take a look at what that has to offer, and that will be fun. That's the only reason why I picked it up. I'm like, that's strange. Let me grab that. All right, I got it from a Facebook seller, I think. So yeah, so we got a lot of cool stuff to look at here. We got to pose for a thumbnail before we move on, so let's do that. Let's see if I can hang on to all those. I'm almost about to drop them. Car Culture Chase, 5 Ultra Rides. That'll work. We'll get the glare out a little bit. There we go. All right, cool. All right, thank you guys so much. Let's go ahead and flip around the camera and tear into this stuff. I'm actually the most excited to look at this weird stuff. So I don't know. I like it. It's cool. It's different. All right. Hopefully you like it too. Stay tuned. All right, so let's start the second half of the video by checking out this Global 64 Tarmac Works Mercedes-Benz SL500 Koenig Special. And I've said this many a time now, but I am a big fan of the Global 64 line from Tarmac Works. They've been putting out a lot of really good stuff. Much more good stuff in this line than any of their other lines, in my opinion. Okay, so it's my opinion. Feel free to disagree, but you're wrong. I'm right. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I like these because they're all generally all metal. This one's plastic on the base. Are they plastic most of the time? I don't know. Whatever. They roll. Not that that matters a lot. They just seem to be, I don't know. They do cooler castings in this in the set. But Koenig Special. This thing is just kind of cool. I really like it. I like the rims. I like the styling of this thing. And look at the detail in the interior. It looks pretty cool. You get a little bit of flashing on the visors there or whatever, but lots of molded detail in that interior, which you need to have if it's going to be a convertible, right? So it's got kind of like a wide body kit. It's just I think, a really good looking vehicle. It's got might have been a little bit of chip there on the fender. See that? Sometimes when they're removing the excess material of metal on these things, they take a little bit of the fender off. I think that's what happens anyway. But inserted details for taillights, inserted details for headlights, and yeah, it's a solid looking piece. I had to get one when I saw it. So it's a really neat model. I think it's really, really cool anyway. So what do you guys think about it? So there's your Tarmac works for today. And we might as well just stick with premium stuff for a second. And we'll look at the Mini GT, which, of course, I need scissors for. So we'll go ahead and cut this open. Get that out of the way. Pop this out. And set the casting down. All right. Very cool. I almost didn't pick this one up because I just didn't want it in red. Like, I wanted a different color of the Z06. I don't know why exactly. I don't know. I thought, I mean, this looks okay in red with the black rims, with the red kind of like lip on the rim. And it looks pretty good. As usual, Mini GT, you know, their stuff is just great. I love the brand, absolutely. And, you know, I just like pretty much anything they put out is good. Any new tooling. I pretty much am going to get at least one example of every single tooling that they put out, I think, for my collection. That's how that's going to go. And then the toolings I really like, I'll get multiple colors of. Stuff like that. But I have a lot of Mini GT in my collection now. I think I have probably almost 200 pieces. And this is in torch red. And Mini GT just, I don't know. They're great. So in the US, we get them as Mio exclusives. Worldwide, you get them in this box. The box, of course, I show it every time, but just in case you're new to the channel or new to collecting these, they're so convenient because you can just store the car right inside of here and then put it in the box. So if you don't have the room for displaying it, this form factor right here, just the box with the car in it, doesn't take up hardly any space. It's same with the these Global 64 Tarmac works. They're just convenient. You put them in the box, you can store them, and you don't have to worry about them, get them all messed up. And, you know, you can take them out, roll them around, take pictures of them, put them on display, take them off display, do whatever you want. It's really nice. The only thing that is missing would be being able to display it inside of a case, which you would need an acrylic case to do that. So that's the only thing they don't have. But other than that, great storage solution, built right in to the packaging, and this thing looks good. Inserted details, of course, for the taillights, the headlights, all that stuff, metal on metal, rubber tires. I mean, you can't go wrong with a Mini GT. So if you have not ever got one in your collection, highly recommend that you pick one up. All right, just to check out, grab a car that you like, and they gotta have something that you enjoy. Those the Formula One cars that they've put out are just beautiful. All right, let's get this little Hot Wheels Design Lab 5-pack out of the way. So, isn't there a trick to like opening these from the top? Man, that's easier. Booyah. Cool. Cool one, Amazon, and whatever the heck this thing was. I'm saying about forward force. Probably great on the track, this would be. Science. Mathematics. Wait, oh yeah, that's right. There's a spelling error on this. It's supposed to be mathematics, not mathematics, I believe. So there is like a spelling error on this. Says a plastic base metal, or sorry, plastic body metal base. So good for the downhill racing, I would guess. I don't know. Good for the track, low center of gravity. And then you got these two vehicles that are actually licensed. We got the VW Bug to add to the VW Bug collection. Again, I just got a soft spot for this casting. Anytime I see one that I don't have and I can afford it, I pick it up. There is one, I mean, there's a couple that I'm missing that are expensive, and I may never have in my collection. Who knows? Like the, I think it was 95 Treasure Hunt, the VW Bug. 95, was it 95, 96, 95? I think it's 95. So that's an expensive one. It's not like massively expensive, but way more than I want to pay for one particular car. And then you've got like the Randy stuff in pink, and there's some other ones, but I have a lot in the collection, and I'm happy with kind of what I've got. We've got some really cool stuff. And then we got this Dodge van, which I have a lot of these too. I really just picked up this 5-pack for that VW Bug, but I guess we'll take this as another one to keep for the van collection. So, engineering department. So, but I guess if you're good at mathematics, you're not great at spelling, unless there's some other, I don't know, whatever. Somebody didn't proofread that right. Oh well. Sticking with Hot Wheels for the moment, we can take a look at these two Red Edition cars. We've got, or car and van, we got the 1986 Toyota van. I love this casting. I think it's awesome, and I'm glad to check the Red Edition off the list right away. And there you go. So the Red Edition, this time with black is the primary color, with red as the Tampo color, and red on the rims. I just like the way this van looks. It's pretty cool. There's someone that lives like close to me that has one of these in real life, and it's in like pristine condition, and it looks really neat. I just like the overall shape of the real van, and of course this particular one has got some Hot Wheels stylizations going on here, but very neat. I like the casting. I think it's cool, and I'll probably pick up every single one of this particular casting as it comes out. Just hopefully they don't start releasing it in 5-packs with that type of livery on it. Then I can avoid that stuff. All right, the McLaren Elva. So, kind of a weird topless vehicle. Not the most attractive looking McLaren ever. At least not in Hot Wheels form. But it's in red. It's kind of an odd, like, milky color red, which is a bit weird. I don't know, whatever, it's alright. No windshield in this thing. You gotta wear a helmet when you're driving this thing, or some sort of eye protection. That's okay. I picked it up. I don't remember what the third one was, but I remember whatever it was, I didn't care to pick it up. They had that one too, and I was just like, I don't really need it. So, and I'm not like a completionist when it comes to the Hot Wheels stuff, so you know, just certain castings that I really like. All right, 1996 Toyota Chaser JZX 100 in the Elite 64 line. I don't know if I'm personally interested in collecting this line because I don't think it's going to last. I just got that feeling that they're going to have some releases of this. It's going to go on for a year or two, and then I don't know if it's going to stick around. It's kind of a weird line of vehicles that I'm just not sure I know where this fits in. So it's premium-ish because it has like inserted details for headlights and stuff like that. It definitely is a premium price, I can tell you that. It's more detailed really than any other Hot Wheels, but it's not quite like the older Hot Wheels 100% line. So, because they're still doing like stylized vehicles. They're not doing like straight up replicas of cars. I don't know. I mean, this already has kind of grown on me, and I kind of like it. It's a weird opening model to start with, right? To kick off a line with this Toyota Chaser. I don't think many people really even know what the car is that are like, the normal Hot Wheels collector demographic or whatever. But the thing is pretty cool. The wheels have some like camber to them, and it rolls really nice. The tires are rubber, of course. It's metal body, metal base. We've got that detailed exhaust there, which is actually a separate plastic piece. So, I don't know. Time will tell what happens to this line. I know you guys have all seen this casting before, so we don't really need to spend a ton of time on it. But I have both Elite 64s that have come out so far. And I guess I'm kind of on the fence as whether I'm going to try to keep the collection going. I'm glad I waited for this one and didn't pay retail for it because, or bought it when it came out, because it really wasn't necessary to do it. People were selling these all over the place after the fact for cheap, for less expensive. Like, they took a loss with shipping for sure. A lot of people did, trying to resell this car. What will happen as time goes on? I do not know, but it is kind of neat. I don't know. I almost would like it better maybe if the rims weren't blue. Not sure why. That kind of gives it kind of a toyish look, I think, and that might be the one thing that I think should be different. If they were just black, I think it would look better. Maybe. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about the Elite 64 line. You guys probably know some castings that are coming out in it. There's a Lambo that's coming out that I'm pretty excited about, but I just don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that line. It should be interesting. And then they got that weird Mustang that's coming out that just looks odd. So, car culture chase. These are popular. These go for quite a bit of coin on the old secondary market on the old eBay. People are picking these up, or paying, big bucks for these car culture cars. Likely, if you are, you need to be a completionist. There are some that I'm missing. I don't have every one so far that's come out. I've got a few of them. I'm missing a few of them. So I've got maybe 50% there. And that's okay. So, but there you go. Little Volvo. I like this casting. I think it's cool. And it looks really cool blacked out. There's not much to look at there. But we got a loose car culture chase. Will I try to get every one of these to complete the set? If the opportunities arise and stars align or whatever, planets align or whatever you want to say, yeah, I probably will. I'll probably try to get all of them. The one that I'm missing the Estenza, the Lamborghini. I think that's probably going to be the most pricey one that I'm missing. Maybe the one from Ronin Run too, because I'm missing that one as well. Those both are probably going to be tough to get a hold of. Be nice if I'd find some duplicate chases so I'd have something to trade with. I found the Porsche from the Speed Machines in the store. That was the last one I found, so I was really happy to score that. But it seems like those were almost, I don't know if they were made a lot more of those or what, but it seems I'm seeing a lot more of those than any other of the car culture chases. But this thing's cool. I like it. And let's see what to look at next. Now let's bust open these three little Matchbox cars. Why not? We got a Volkswagen Beetle convertible. Nothing too crazy, but you guys know I like my mainline Matchbox. I think from a dollar car perspective, this is the most bang for the buck you get in the current diecast world. If you're spending $1 on a car and you want an accurate replica of a vehicle, I think this is the closest you're going to get, is buying a Matchbox. That's why I really like the brand. We got that one. We got the McLaren 720 Spider in this crazy yellow-green color. But they just do the graphical headlights and stuff really well. This one may be a kind of a bad example because you got the tampos not quite lined up there. But typically, they're really good. This is an odd color. I almost don't like it. That color's a little... bleh. All right. 2020 Corvette. So let's take a peek at that one in white. They were one of the first to release a C8 Corvette in the line. And to me, the C8 Corvette that came in the Matchbox line just blows the Hot Wheels one out of the water. I don't like what they did with the Hot Wheels C8 Corvette. I think it looks not good. So I apologize to whoever designed that casting. But I'll take this one over that one any day. From a scale perspective, it's close to 164. Just looking at this Mini GT to compare it to, I know it's a different trim model of the Corvette, but I mean they're pretty much right on with each other. So great job, Matchbox, on the C8. I think they did a really good job with it. You guys can let me know what's your favorite C8 Corvette tooling from any diecast manufacturer. The auto roll one's pretty good. Honestly, the Greenlight one's not that bad either. And then we've got Mini GT, we got Matchbox, we got Hot Wheels. Pretty much everybody came out with the car, so... or a lot of people, anywho. But yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's nice. It looks good in this kind of pearlish white, and I enjoy it. So there's your Matchbox for today. Then let's do some Auto World. So we'll go through these really quick. I like both of these castings. They're cool, whatever, what have you. The thing that's kind of irritating about them, and no offense to Diecast Z, you put out some pretty cool exclusives. The golf livery. I don't know. Are we over golf yet? It seems like it just won't die. And it's okay. I mean, golf is cool. I love the livery. It's on a Supra. Like, it just doesn't... Does it make sense to you to put it on a Supra? I mean, it must make sense to somebody. But is it just like, okay, we're going to take a Supra, we're going to take golf, and we're going to slap that logo on there and call it a cooler release? Because it's golf, and golf is popular, and Supras are popular, and let's just throw those two things together and call it good. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look bad. I mean, in this livery, I mean, it looks pretty good. The Supra does. I mean, I guess you really can't complain about it. It just doesn't make a lot of sense, maybe. I don't know. I should put together all the golf Auto World cars so far that have come out. There's been quite a few, actually. There's been, and oddly, probably the majority of them have been square bodies. And I get it. I mean, you want to be like, golf. This is going to be popular. This is going to sell. Let's put golf on it. I just, can we be slightly more creative? That's why some of the hobby exclusives I really like, because there's a lot of creativity that kind of went into them. The Lamley ones are really cool. The like J-Car Diecast did some really cool ones, especially that pink with flames square body. That thing was still one of my favorites. And then Surplus Goodies with the barn find stuff. I mean, that like really cool stuff. So from towing it to showing it. So Surplus did some awesome exclusives, and that were just kind of unique. Like they weren't. Let's grab the most popular Auto World casting of all time, which arguably is the square body, and let's go ahead and just toss one of the most popular liveries of all time, which is golf, on it and call it for a sellout. I don't know. It just doesn't make a ton of sense to put this livery on this truck. And you guys might disagree with me, and that's okay. Do you think this thing is cool? I mean, undoubtedly, it'll sell. So there are people out there that really think it's cool. Of course, I pick it up because I'm a completionist with Auto World. Don't really need to stress about getting the chases for these necessarily. If I come across them at a good price, of course, I'll pick them up. But, and that's kind of where I'm at with the hobby releases and the Ultra Reds for those, because it's just going to be really hard to find all the chases for those at a reasonable cost. I could throw money at the problem, but because they are fairly easy to come across to find. Like, they're not like some of the old Auto World releases where no matter how much money you have, you may not find it because they don't come up very often. And these ones you can find, even though they're very limited. It's just they're going to be expensive because of how limited they are. So, but there you go. There's your Auto World for today. I definitely prefer the Supra over the square body in this case. I do think the Supra looks pretty sharp. I think the way that they did the livery on it's pretty good. So I'm kind of digging that. I'm missing the Diecast Z Advan livery one. I'm going to have to get that one, that Supra. So we'll have to get that at some point. That one actually I think was sold a little bit faster than this one because I don't think it's super easy to find now. And I don't know if Diecast Z even has them on the site anymore. So that might be a tough one to get. We'll see. All right, Johnny Lightning Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. This casting is in Auto World casting, Auto World Deluxe casting. Street Freaks Fire and Ice. Picked this up a while ago. I just haven't opened it yet. Comes with a little card. Limited to 14,476 pieces, so a lot of them made. And it looks okay. There's a little bit of a quality issue with it. I get that big fender well gap on the one side, but not on the other side. So it's got that weird like leaning issue. Not sure if that I can fix that or not. And then the front wheel really doesn't roll. So this one's not really not a great example. Hood does not open. I don't even know why I just tried to do that. The top is plastic because they make a convertible version or a top-down version of this casting. Or convertible version, I guess, is more appropriate to say. It's kind of cool though. The paint job is neat. It's got a flat black with the bird on the front end of it, and then it goes into a gloss black for the back, bluebird. I have the other version of this, which is more of a reddish orange flame in black. So it does look cool. The only problem, of course, is just that it's got a lean to it, which is usually a like Greenlight problem. But and it ain't rolling. So this one's, I mean, it's cool. It's going to be hard to take really cool pictures of it though, because you got to really kind of take it at one particular angle to get like that. I don't know. Maybe you could look like it's leaning around a banked curve or something. I don't know. Anyway, and there's that. Then we'll do Greenlight. We'll start with newer Greenlight. I think this came out somewhat recently. When did this come out? Copyright date 2021, so it ain't old at all. Give it the chop. 1971 AMC Javelin AMX. I like the casting. This particular version of it. It looks like you loaded something super heavy in the rear end there. Looks better from this side than it does from this side, but again, we got some stance issues. So, hood opens on this one. Take a peek in there. It looks okay. Yeah, maybe it's not too bad stance-wise. I don't know. I have a bunch of this casting. Anytime I see one, oh, the hood's not shutting all the way. That's the one problem with some opening features. Like, why is it doing that? And how do you fix that? I don't think it's even like bouncing off of the motor. Oh, there we go. I got it to shut. I kind of like pushed it in and then pulled it forward. And it's shut now. And now it will stay shut. What's going on in the back here? Does that look weird to you? What's up with that? Huh. I don't know, that looks weird. Is that where the gas cap would be or whatever? in this car? Do you fill it through the spoiler? I don't know. Anyway, yeah. I mean, it's okay. It's a decent color. It just feels a little janky. But let's take a look at some a Greenlight casting from Greenlight past. So this is a good while ago now. It's like 16 or so years ago. So this can almost get a driver's license. I mean, the car, first of all, like this is cardboard here. It's not like paper, it's thick. And I don't care that they cut cost on packaging. That does not bother me in the slightest. Okay, so this has a little bit of issue, I think, with the spoiler. Either that originally never color matched the body, or... yeah, I think actually it just originally didn't. Or it got yellowed over time, which I guess is also possible, but... but anyway, this thing, like, rolls super smoothly. It's got a painted metal base with that green post up there. We do get the steamroller tires with the older Greenlight. They have the thickest freaking tires ever. And that's, you know, when you're looking at it up front, that looks absolutely ridiculous how thick those tires are. I mean, it is goofy. But stance-wise, I mean, it sits really nice. It sits well. The quality control seems to be very, very good on this piece. We got that weird color on the back here. I honestly don't know what the cause is. That just that it yellowed over time. It's very possible. Hood should open. And there it is. We got some detail under there. It's not too immaculate, but very nice. Not bad. Painted details up front. A lot of the older Johnny Lightning, I keep saying it. So the older Greenlight toolings, this is tooling number 2. So most of the older Greenlight toolings did not have inserted details for headlights or taillights. They were painted. They were much more along the lines of like Auto World today. I'm going to say they were much closer. They were like, you know, basically 1/64 scale, almost a true 1/64 scale, probably. Don't know that for a fact. They were numbered on the base like that. They still do that numbering system, I believe. And they were made in limited quantities. They got these thick steamroller tires. That would be the one downfall of them. But quality control-wise, they're usually really nice little pieces. And they did some interesting stuff. So I like the older Greenlight. I think they're very, very fun to kind of like find and collect if you find them cheap. So, and some of the older Greenlight stuff commands a decent amount of money on the secondary market. So, look out for that. All right, we got just some of the oddballs left. We got 5 cars left to look at. We're going to start with the 2 Corgi castings here. So we got the Testarossa and the Jag. We're going to start with the Testarossa. So this packaging is taped. And it's, man, it is like brand new. Like, the cardboard is crisp. The card is unpunched. I don't know what that means. I don't know how old these are. The copyright date on here is 1991. How do you get out of there? What? Somebody help me understand here. We're going to open that up. So I got these cheap, and I don't know what they're really worth or anything like that, or if they're super desirable, or if they were made in mass and it doesn't really matter. No clue. But the packaging is actually kind of neat, besides the fact that it's taped. So once you untape it, it's untaped. But the card just kind of rolls out of there. It's all cardboard with a one little plastic window. Decent. It's not bad. So 1991. It says on the bottom here, I believe that means it's recyclable, probably, or made from recyclable. I don't know. So I don't know if how many of these were produced and how hard they are to find. I have no idea. We got a little bit of package rubbing on the top here. The casting isn't the best Testarossa tooling that you will find in 1/64 scale. Corgi on the bottom there, made in China, Corgi Testarossa. It's cool. I like it. It's a version of this car I did not have. I have some of the Corgi ones. I've got some of the Hot Wheels ones. And anytime I see one of these that I'm not familiar with having, or at least I don't remember having, I will go ahead and pick it up. But real basic. It's not exactly to scale, you know, all that good stuff. But the one I was more excited about was this Jag. I've got an example of this car, the XJ9, in a Kyosho, and I love it. It's one of my favorite Kyoshos that I have in my collection. So really cool to get one that's kind of more of a basic model in this Corgi line. Copyright date 1992 on this one. So that might be an accurate representation when these came out. I don't know. So this one's got like an inserted detail for the headlights, which is actually part of the window piece, I'm guessing, which is kind of a typical thing to do. And then it's got the plastic rear spoiler on it. I just love the look of this car. I think it's so cool. The purple livery with Jaguar and stuff like that's really cool as well. And I think this was a pretty cool little score getting this piece. Corgi, just a weird thing. But very, very neat. I think it's really neat. Anyway, it's neat to look at. I like the oddball diecast of the past. You know, yeah, in the present. There's some weird stuff now. That's pretty interesting. But these Corgi toolings, I don't know, they're cool. And anytime I see like the Hot Wheels ones that came out as Hot Wheels, if I don't have the tooling, I actually usually do pick it up. So, all right. So there's your Corgi stuff. We got the fresh cherries to look at. Quick here. And I'm running out of room to set these cars. I'll set them over here. And let's cut open a fresh cherry. The 1975 AMC Matador. So the fresh cherries line were kind of interesting because they did a lot of very bland, ouch, stabbed with that sharp plastic. They did a lot of bland cars. And some of these, moving stuff around here, some of these are hard to get. Like I think there's like a Civic or something like that that's really difficult to get. That I think Lamley posted that, digging it out of his storage unit. This thing's massive, this AMC Matador. Wow. Is that 1/64 scale? This thing is huge. Rolls pretty good. So these castings are kind of interesting. They got inserted details for headlights. They got kind of an inserted detail for the taillight in this one. They also have separate pieces for the bumpers. Painted details elsewhere. Metal on metal. The casting is screwed together, not riveted. Pretty detailed, and they did some weird old cars. They did some weird cherries that I don't know if I would consider fresh. I don't know. They're just weird. One of these days I should get out all my Mortarmax castings and kind of do like a little show on them. Because they did some interesting stuff. They did the Pontiac Fiero. It's pretty cool. They did just some other weird stuff. And I have quite a few of them. And anytime, again, I see a tooling that I didn't already have, I pick it up. I did not have this Matador, so I was glad to scoop this up at the last local meet. But what do you think of this thing? It's interesting. If anybody knows where I could find a list of like all the toolings that came out in Mortarmax 1/64, let me know. They did an exotic series too with like some Lambos. I've got 2 of those. So I could include that in a video too if I ever did a video on this whole collection of them that I have. All right. 1974 AMC Gremlin X. This is a pretty little car. The blue is really nice. So again, same sort of like philosophy with how these are put together. And look how massive that is compared to that. So I don't know if this is close to 1/64 or not. I have no idea how close they tried to get. But we get the details up front. A little bit of a crooked bumper there. It's all right. And then, oh, big time crooked bumper in the back. With an inserted detail for a tail light. Wonder if we can fix that bumper. Probably, oh, this one's riveted, not screwed together, so apologize for that. They're not quite constructed the same at all. It's a riveted piece. Plastic piece up here. The color is just beautiful. It's metal flake blue. So, I mean, it looks really good, except for the crooked bumpers. Doesn't quite roll as well as the Matador either. And it's kind of stinks that it's not screwed together, so I can't really do anything to, like, fix it. I thought maybe I could just unscrew it, fix the bumper, straighten out the bumpers maybe, and put it back together. And I would do that if I could. But doesn't look like that. And there's a little bit of flashing here in the headlights, so a little bit of quality imperfections and whatnot, but you find that almost with any diecast that you look at, it's just, there's always something. Especially when you get them under a camera and start looking at them really close, you start to notice, you know, weird stuff. But you just gotta kind of accept it because there's really not an alternative to that. All right, those are cool. I dig them. And then lastly, we're gonna look at this weird Terracross. I don't know why I picked this up, just because it was weird, right? GMC Terracross Racing Champions. Racing Champions was all over the place and stuff that they put out back in the day. What's the date on this sucker? 2002 is the copyright date. So we're almost 20 years old, probably from when this came out. And here is your Terracross. Blech. It's just so appropriate for the time it came out, though, isn't it? What did this thing end up being? It did, like, it was the Acadia or the Terrain, some sort of GMC. I think that they took this concept and sort of used it, but obviously it didn't look exactly like this. I want to say maybe the Terrain. I'm trying to think. That ended up kind of looking like this with the squared off wheel wells. Come on, you guys know what I'm talking about. So they kind of went with the design similar to this that I can remember. But just an oddity. So right up my alley, right? This thing actually has, is that metal? No, it's plastic. Or is it? I think it is metal. Yeah, it is metal. It is a metal base. Plastic tires. This thing rolls like crazy. This thing would fly downhill. But yeah, weird. I don't know. It's weird. All right, so that's going to be it for this video. We looked at some weird stuff today. We looked at some cool stuff today. I don't know. The best car of what we looked at today, I'm probably going to say is the first one here that we open. This Mercedes-Benz. I just think it's pretty awesome looking. It looks very like 80s, and I like that. So like late 80s, early 90s, whatever. I really like the way that looks. It's cool. It almost looks futuristic for that time. And that's kind of a look that I really enjoy. All right. Thank you guys very much for watching another very long video. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. If you're new to the channel, you know, whatever. It wouldn't hurt to maybe subscribe, I guess. I'm not sure. I think it does something for me. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.